Hello friends of the channel, welcome back. I am diehard 3.75 and I've got another video. I'm calling it oldie but a goodie. I pulled something out of the Mint on Box collection that I wanted to open. I was tired of keeping this thing stored. I think it's just time. Today we're going to look at the Imperial TIE Bomber.
Welcome to the party, pal!
All right, guys, so I had to back up the camera quite a bit. I wanted to talk about the box, kind of tell you how I ended up with this. It's a bit of a story, but I think you'll like the story. I picked this up around 2010. I've mentioned this before, you go in and out of collecting, and there were times in my life when I just didn't have money, and I just couldn't collect like I wanted to or collect at all. And this was a Walmart exclusive, does have the Walmart exclusive sticker right here, and they were only at Walmart. And I think when they came out, I believe they were about 50 bucks, at least 50 bucks. Whatever it was, I might be wrong about the 50, it might be more. I couldn't afford it. I couldn't afford it. My son was on the way. We were pregnant, I guess you could say. And I just didn't have money for something that big. I could buy a figure here and there, just a few, um, when they were, 10 bucks. But to spend 50 or more on a vehicle, I just didn't have the money. So I kept looking at this in the store whenever I went. They had a ton of them. And then one day I went in and they were all gone. And I was walking through the clearance section and there was one left. And it's this one right here. He had been marked down to half off. I think I paid 20 or $25 for this guy. But I got him. He was the last one left at this Walmart that I used to go to. And that's how I ended up with him. The box is pretty beat up. It's not that easy for you to see, I think. I will bring it a little bit forward and kind of turn it around. The box is not in the best shape. And my rule is usually I have to have two. If I don't have two, I don't open it. Because I only ever had one of these, I decided I was never going to open it. But I recently started to just, open up figures and vehicles and things from my Mint on Card, Mint on Box collection that aren't vintage collection. I'm still keeping vintage collection stuff, Mint on Card, Mint in Box. But the other lines now, unless it's a really, really expensive, valuable figure in Star Wars, I am opening them up now. And this one was on the chopping block because it is a big box. I've had it in a tote for several years now, a good 10, 15 years, and decided, you know what, it's open. Let's open it. Let's just do it. There's no reason to hold on to it anymore. I'd rather enjoy it. So that's what I'm going to do. And that's how I ended up with this thing. I'm going to put down the microphone and hopefully you can still hear me. I want to move this thing around. I have to stand up quite a bit behind you or behind the camera in order to fit this into the frame. This was the Dark Sources or the Dark, I forget what it was called, but this blue one was kind of during the Clone Wars, but this was the non-Clone Wars line, so it was more realistic. It does say Imperial TIE Bomber here, firing missile, nice rendering here of the vehicle shooting a missile. A couple more in the background. Looks like they're over some kind of moon, some planet. It says dropping bombs. There's that Walmart exclusive sticker. Here's the top of the box, not much to it. Same picture here on the sides. In the back here, it does have another cool picture. I think this is right off of Empire Strikes Back, this picture here. And you can see the box is pretty beat up. I do have this tank. I bought this tank for my son many years ago, and we do have a couple, not the Hyena bombers, but the fighters. Don't have the Republic Swamp Speeder. Um, Kind of talks about some of the features here. We've got a highly detailed cockpit, figures fit inside. It's a firing missile, bombs drop from the bay, and it says removable ejection seat. Figure sold separately though, so there's no TIE fighter, no TIE pilot in here. I'll read this really quick to you because it is pretty small. It says the TIE bomber is a destructive workhorse capable of carrying various payloads, including concussion missiles and proton bombs. Like its relative, the TIE fighter, the TIE bomber has a pair of solar array wings. Between those wings are two cylinders. One is the cockpit, and the second is the weapons bay. What it lacks in speed, it makes up for in precision targeting that eliminates the intended objective with little or no collateral damage. So that's the box, guys. I'm going to open this up and then I'm going to probably toss this box in the recycle bin. But I've been holding on to it for a long time. Thought it'd be great to show you guys and enjoy the ship myself. So that's the box. Let's get the ship open. All right, and here we have the Shadow of the Dark Side Imperial TIE Bomber, Walmart exclusive from around 2010, I think, um, out of box. And it did come with one little sheet of instructions here, kind of telling you how to use the action features, and that's about it. Not much to it. I'll go through each one here, but I'll say I did. This is several days now since I filmed the first two parts that you've just seen. When I said, "Hey, we're gonna open this. Here's the box." That was several days ago. Just to kind of be honest with you, I wanted to open this with my son. My son, he's about 15 now, 15 and a half. He, I got him the E-Wing not too long ago. So I kind of wanted his opinion because he really liked the E-Wing. Um, and I thought, we have the E-Wing right here. We've got this. Let's kind of compare, contrast. So this is sort of my thoughts on this TIE bomber and my son's thoughts as well. So first off, beautiful sculpt. Um, very, very nice. It's a very modern sculpt. I'm not sure how they could make this much better. I know with vintage collection stuff, they don't like to do action features, and I'm not really into action features myself. But this one has two or three actually, and they're all quite useful and they work well. Um, let's talk about the sculpt first, and then I'll show you all of the action features. But you can see there is a little bit of weathering here, how it gets darker there. Of course, here so just even some black around this. This is where the missile projectile shoots out. So little bit of weathering. I've always really liked this color. It's like a blue gray kind of color. Um, and I guess there's more weathering right here where these exhaust ports are. Um, but not a lot of weathering. Not a lot of weathering, but it's a really great sculpt. And I think there's enough weathering here. Now, it's not that far off of this, which recently came out, and you can see how clean this is. And, even this has a little bit of weathering. So they're not that far off. And this is a good 15-year-old ship, but I think it holds up to today's standards. Uh, Wings look great. Nothing comes apart. This one feels a lot more sturdy. It does sit on these two wings here, and then on the bomb dropper, so it balances really well. I was gonna say it doesn't feel as flimsy, the wings, as some of the Tie fighters or Vader's Tie, uh, Advanced Tie, which I have the Power of the Force 2 one. Excellent ship. Let's go here real quick through some features. Opening cockpit. This one did not come with a pilot. I think I'm going to throw a TIE fighter pilot in here. It does have a little bit of paint in there. Let's see if I can show that to you. There is a little bit of paint in there, some red, some black. It does have a little clip you can clip the pilot into. And this seat does come out, so you can, as an action feature, as a ejection seat. You can see all the sculpting on that. Really impressive. Really impressive for something this old. I mean, just a ton of sculpting. Places where you wouldn't necessarily even see it. So the hatch does open. The other feature here is this is actually a button here. I think they've hidden it as well as they could. And if you push it, this projectile will come out. See it shot out. And they actually added some paint apps to this as well. There's red on the end to make it look like a flame. Very cool piece. I'll say though, having opened like recently the Marvel Epic Heroes, that Iron Man jet, and maybe even some of the Spin Master stuff that has these type of push button projectiles, they really shoot out. This one, not quite as much. Not that that matters, but I thought I would point it out. It's not quite as strong when it shoots out. Um, the other play feature. So right here, this is a sliding door, and inside are the bombs, and you just drop the bombs in there, you close it, and it took us a second to figure this out because we were trying to turn it. You actually turn this piece here, just this end here. When you turn it, the projectiles, the bombs, will fall out of this little hatch right here off the side. So I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to turn. First, I'm going to, whoa, sorry about that. First, I'll turn it around. First, I'm going to show you, turn it, and you can see they just fall out. And I think there was 6 of them in here, and they're like this. Let's see if I can show you. Kind of like when I showed you the box, I've had to back up quite a bit in order to fit this in the camera. But it came with 6 of those, 1 missile. We've got our seat, our ejection seat. So those are the 3 play features. Great vehicle. We were recently at a comic book store and they had this in box. And it was $80. They were selling it for $80. And I don't know. I don't know. I think that's actually a pretty good price. This is very comparable to the E-Wing. It does have the play features, which I know some people don't like. Some people actually want them, right? Um, but this seems like vintage collection quality minus those play features. Not so much this seat, but these two, because they have little buttons, little levers, spring action type stuff. But an excellent, excellent vehicle. I'm really glad I opened it. If you see this one, I would consider picking it up. You never know when Vintage Collection, if they're going to come back and revisit this. It did seem out of the blue that they revisited the Vader's TIE Advance. And this next year, it looks like the theme is going to be the Battle of Geonosis. So who knows when they'll come in with a TIE Bomber again. But this is a great alternative. I think it holds up to today's standards. Very good vehicle. Like I said, I'm going to put a TIE Fighter pilot in here and I'm going to fly this around the house because it is a great looking ship. I mean, there's just so much sculpting, and I've always really, like I said, the colors, the paint, just really solid, done well. So much sculpting, and I think just enough weathering for me. All right, guys, so that is the video. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I think I've got one more oldie but goodie video, a figure this time, that I like to open up, completely out of left field. So look forward to that video coming up soon. I've got a couple more videos I'm working on, and I'm having a lot of fun. I hope you guys are enjoying watching these videos, especially some of this older stuff. It's nice to kind of finally get it open and make room for new stuff. And so far, this and the what was it called? The Hellboy were both great, man. I'm so glad I opened them. Expensive to open, but worth it. All right. So I will see you in the next video, guys. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if you have this. Did you pick this up way back then when? Is this something that you would consider getting now? It is a lot less expensive than the E-Wing or the TIE Advanced or even the HasLab or any of those things. Even at $80, that's a steal compared to what 140, 150. The HasLab's much bigger, but these price points are quite high. This is something that could scratch that itch, and it's of the quality that I think that you would expect from the vintage collection. All right, see you in the next video, guys. Bye now.